Well, here's another video on about the disgraced SPLC runs hippies on Andy No, mocking him for being paid low amount for Warsaw Museum speech. Screw you, he's cool. Blogger at the disgraced Southern Poverty Law Center continued to target the post-millennials editor-at-large Andy No in hit pieces they have been writing for the organization Hate Watch blog. On Monday morning, No reported on Twitter that he received an email from a writer named Creed Newton from the SPLC asking him if he stood by Antifa comments that he made during a speech in Warsaw, Poland in 2021. Another SP Hate Watch writer sent me questions, this time about a speech I gave in Warsaw, Poland last year at the art gallery. I stand by my comments that Antifa engage in terrorism, No said on Twitter, along with an attached response he sent to Newton. Yep. Newton states in the email that his intention was to report that a Polish cultural center paid No €720 for an anti-Antifa speech in Warsaw last year, but No explained that his earnings were less than what Newton reported. I was actually paid less than that, but it's okay. The truth is priceless anyway, No fired back. Yeah. Newton attempted to slander No's reputation by aligning him with a Polish journalist he has never met who has allegedly made anti-Semitic comments in the past, who showed up to his speech and asked No a question during the question and answer portion of the event. He asked No about the similarities between Antifa and the Sturmmacht, to which No responded that if you strip away the uniforms, their actions were really the same. Yeah. Oh, he's right. I've heard of this. I can't pronounce it. But yeah, they're basically the same thing. Newton notes that later in the speech, No compared Antifa to international terrorist organizations like ISIS and Al Qaeda and asked No if he believes that Antifa's actions are tantamount to those groups. No said that he stands by his comments. The post-millennial editor at large, Andy No, fired back at Newton in an email and said, I owe you nothing. I choose when and if I respond. Reputational slandering is a SPLC smear tactic, not content to impugn by guilt or association. You resort to guilt by impugnation. Now, notably, this time it's with separate individuals who I have never met, working in a country I have also never visited. Yes, Hungary is a neighbor of Poland, but so are Germany, Ukraine, Slovakia, Lithuania, Belarus, and the Russian territory of Kaliningrad. Am I responsible for speakers who go to these places as well? No wrote to Newton. I am awaiting a response from your colleague Jason Wilson or the SPLC to my inquiry regarding Floyd Lee Corkins II using your organization's hate map to carry out a thwarted attack on Washington, D.C. This isn't my allegations. It was evidence released by the FBI from his interrogation. No continued. As your organization drafts that response, please include as much detail as you can regarding the culpability SPLC has for the opinions and attitudes of those who traffic in your material. I stand by my comments given at the U Art Gallery in Warsaw on October 9th, 2021, stating that Antifa supports and engages in political violence that includes terrorism. To be unequivocal, vocal, militants belongs to the Antifa movement, participates in the documented criminal use of violence and intimidation against civilians and the state in pursuance of their political aims. This is definitional terrorism. Andy Ngo explained, author of New York Times bestseller Unmasked. Yeah. And of course, they don't like Andy Ngo. In recent years, in the U.S., Antifa members or affiliates have committed arson attacks, murder, maiming, and bombings. Each of these examples is part of an ever-growing list with parallels to the actions and tactics of the terrorist groups you mentioned in your inquiry, he added. In conclusion, Ngo brought down the hammer after looking through Noonan's social media account and exposed that he is a sympathizer to terrorism. I looked at your social media account, and I am responding to you with the full knowledge that you are a sympathizer to terrorism. In May 2020, you expressed support for content celebrating an arson attack on law enforcement. By the next year, you expressed support for the demand that rioters, looters, and other violent extremists be immediately freed. Ngo explained, adding photo evidence of Newton's support. Yeah. This is the second inquiry sent from SPLC writers to Ngo in recent days. Last week, a SPLC blogger by the name of Jason Wilson sent Ngo an email which stated that he would be publishing a post on the organization's Hate Watch blog targeting Ngo and his relationship with the Patreon alternative Subscribe Star. Yep. And so I already did one on that. It's on my channels. But yeah, they target him because he is a natural journalist who's been almost killed by Antifa. They are a terrorist organization, and this is one of their... They have a lot of people like this that sympathize with their terrorism. So yeah. And so, yeah, this is Gilgamesh. Follow me on YouTube when I'm, I'll be putting this up there later this week. I'm on Odyssey under Gilgamesh. I'm on Rumble under Panzer Dragon and Gilgamesh 1 on BitChute. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.